Alright, so honestly, I paused the recording on the last one. It was like 30 or 40 minutes long or something like that. And I was just like, honestly, I'm just going to make a new video because it's just like a new topic and it's like all that. But to start, when I just went back downstairs and oh my gosh, something is wrong, bro. I swear. At first it was the ants and next it's just like, I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I'm just like, honestly, something's not right with like how, just like my whole life, in the sense of like I'm downstairs, right, and I'm like, I know I haven't eaten after work, and so like I know I need some protein powder and this and that, and my friend put me on the motion of just like, honestly, don't even mix it in a shake or whatever, just like put it in water and mix it with a spoon and just like drink that. And like it's pretty gross, but it's like it gets the hard part out of the way, you know? It's just like of just like downing and just forcing yourself to just drink whatever. But like and this is bad. I mean, this is just bad on me, but like I get a scoop of this protein powder that I bought a while back, and already I knew it was expired because it was on the like sales shelf of this place in Arkansas. And bro, I'm looking at this protein powder and it's like it's living. It's like I got a scoop of it and it's like popping. Like it first of all, on the spoon of the protein powder, it like made like really spiky spores and it just started popping and like releasing spores, bro. And I'm just like, what the hell? Oh my gosh, it's so bad. And I'm just like, what, like why? No, no. It's honestly more of just like a side effect or a byproduct or a consequence. There's the word. Consequence of just like my living style. I swear I'm not a disgusting person, except when it kind of comes to food. I kind of just eat whatever. And so I just put that in a cup and just drank it. Because it's just like, here's like an $80 bag of protein powder. I'm not just going to waste that shit. I mean, even if it is alive, it's just like, what is it going to do to me? You know? It's like, it's whatever. And then I got like, and that was more carb heavy. And that's one thing, like, did it turn like to yeast or something? And it's like, or was there yeast in it? It's like, now it's living, or like, some form of carb. I don't know. Something's really weird about that. And I didn't even know protein powder could expire. I don't even think it is expired. Maybe that's just how it is. I don't know. But that was my more carb heavy protein powder. And then I got my more protein heavy protein powder. I just got that. That was also pretty good. No, it wasn't good. It's just like, at least it wasn't like living, you know? At least it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't even know a protein powder could expire, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Like, same with everything that I use for working out is expired. My pre-workout that I got at that same shop actually everything is expired because I got all my stuff from this shop, and it's a goated shop because everything that's like on sale is expired, but they have this entire shelf of like 50% off stuff, and it's all expired, close to being expired, or if it's rare, it's like not expired, but it's just like not really wanted, but it's still pretty good. Like that's the rare stuff, and it's just like I just bought all my stuff from there, and it's so good. And I just got goated protein powder and goated pre-workout that would run me like a band, but bro, there it only cost me like $50 for everything, like creatine, mass gainer protein powder, what's it called, pre-workout, like good pre-workout, like everything, bro. And it's just like, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of facing the consequences now. Hopefully I don't just like, I don't know, shit my colon out of this, just like or like develop a parasite within me. Or maybe there's already a parasite in me and it's just like going to town. You know, it's there's live and let live, and then it's just like autotrophs have to be eaten by the heterotrophs. Is it heterotrophs? I forgot the word. But I wanted to start a new video because I got a new topic, and this is a topic that I'm very passionate about. And this topic is video games are bad. It's a pretty broad subject, but more in the sense of like, when I am a father, I will not, if I am graced by God to be a father, I will not let my children play any sort of video game. Any sort. And this is coming from a guy that spent a lot of time on video games. A lot of time. You know, like I was in the classics, bro. Like I had like 3K hours on like CS:GO, like 1,500 hours on Rust, and then like probably 1,000 hours on Fortnite in its peak, during peak like COVID era. And then a bunch of just like I just played a bunch of miscellaneous like solo games, and like probably another 2K hours and just like all that, you know, or honestly, no, actually a lot more. And that's just on my PC, and that's not even counting like the console days. Like I literally grew up playing video games. And you know, to the average gamer, as sad as it is, those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers to some people. And that's not a flex, that is tragic. And it's because I'm never going to let my kids play video games, because video games are extremely deceptive. In the sense of, you are putting, like, one of the best things about video games that really sucks you in is that, you know, well, how can I just like spend a whole day just playing video games, just sucked into this other world that like where, you know, I'm doing whatever. Well, it's because there's a couple of things. You feel humans love to create, right? And video games propose or give an answer to this like need for creation. It gives such an easy answer. You can create you're creating something. You know, an easy example would be like, oh, say like, you know, I love MMOs, I'm doing an RPG thing, I'm just like creating a character. But it's like, oh, well, I'm also bettering my skills, you know, I'm creating my skill set for this game. Like CS:GO, you know, like you're creating a skill set and you're just trying to get better at the game, you know, quicker reaction time, quicker, like better ball knowledge for a map, you know, like smoke lineups, this and that, grenade lineups. And then for like Rust, for example, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, well, the thing that's so like escaping or sucks you in from Rust is the fact that it's like, oh, I get a week of just like being able to build a dope base and get as much loot as possible, and it's always going to be different because, you know, I'm never playing with the same people, whether you know, besides your friends, I'm never playing with the same people, you know, there's always going to be a different storyline in this game, right? And it's like, it gives you a false lie that you're creating something. And people are like, oh, you know, just like, let me like relax, you know, this is me time, blah blah blah. But it's just so, it's such like, all you do in video games, it's just an escape. It's just an escape, and you're not promoting anything. I was fortunate enough, and this is it. Look, I can say, people will say, oh, well, no, that's not true, you know, like, this game taught me patience, and this game gave me lifelong friends, and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, okay, you know, you're right. But there's two things about when it comes to the social aspect of gaming. The first thing is that you're not even really learning social skills when it's coming to gaming, and that's because when you're online, you're always wearing a mask, even to your friends, you know. You're wearing a mask, or sometimes you're not wearing a mask at all, where it's like in real life you have to either wear a mask or not wear a mask. And in video games, it's always switched. You know, when you're with your friends, you're not wearing any mask. When you're talking to other people online and you're just like fucking with them, you know? It's like you're wearing a mask, but in the worst way possible. In just like an asshole way, bro. Or it's like, unless you are a good person in video games, it's like, first of all, that's like 1 in a million. And second of all, even if you are a good person in video games, what are you getting out of it? You know? Like, imagine, here's the thing. You can say video games taught you this, and it's like, oh, it's just what I like to do. But imagine if, like, you grew up with something else, you know? And it's like, I'm not talking about, like, first of all, okay, the first thing is that you can put imagine all the time you spend in video games, and you actually put it to, let's just think about solo creation, solo talents, you know? Oh, I learned an instrument when I was young. And you can say it was like, oh, well, it's like that time's passed. Well, it's never too late, first of all. It's never too late. And then the second thing is, it's like, imagine I put, let's say 10K hours. We spread those, let's say each game was an instrument, a form of creation, whether it's learning an instrument, learning some type of music, design or whatever, or say I wanted to even do painting, you know, or something dumb, or like writing, or just like cool actual things where you are growing as a person, learning these things, challenging yourselves in these ways. And you can say, well, it's like, well, I wouldn't have any friends. Well, then that's the other part. So those are solo things, right? So let's just think that, like, okay, say I did it all over, right? I didn't play any video games. I replaced all the time that I spent playing by myself in video games, and I spent it learning something by myself, right? Learning a talent by myself, you know? I mean, there's no social aspect, but it's like you're still having like your own type of fun, you know, when it happens. But then this is the most important part where I really regret playing video games in my pastime. I was fortunate enough by God to be graced with lifelong friends, and not just because of video games, but video games gave me the opportunity to here's the thing. Growing up on video games kind of makes you a shy person. Kind of makes you a little bit more introverted, you know? There's different ways, but it's like growing up on it, you get used to wearing a mask, or you get used to not wearing a mask, and then you don't know, and then you try to not wear a mask in real life, and you realize, oh wait, people think I'm hella weird, like I actually should. There are times like you lose a sense, or that you grow the sense of, or you develop social awareness of when you shouldn't and shouldn't wear a mask in settings later than you should, right? And the second thing is, okay, if I had to do it all over again, I would replace a skill, because first of all, you already know things come easier to you when you're young, right? And then like these are your developing years, right? And you shouldn't spend them playing video games. You should spend them learning how to actually do real life things, right? And then that goes so far for you in the future. But let's go back to video games, right? So all the time I spent playing video games with my friends, right? Well, now you see people nowadays having a hard time putting themselves in a position to make friends, right? And I believe that comes from a consequence of playing too much or spending too much time on video games. It's because, well, you only know how to put yourself in that third-party location and make friends in a virtual world. And the virtual world compared to the real world is like, it's not comparable at all. It's night and day. It is literally as opposite as it could be. Not even opposite, it's just completely different, right? But say I grew up and my parents or myself, I instead of putting all that time into video games in these social settings, I did stuff like, I don't know, I did more sports, right? You do more sports, and then you put yourself in, like, you're more of a team player. You're putting yourselves in these positions of of working with other people in real life, doing something that you're having fun in, right? You're going to be more active. You're going to learn. I mean, and like, okay, for example, say one of the coolest things that I think is so cool is martial arts, right? And you see how there's a niche community there, where it's like, imagine if like I took that, and I'm talking about real martial arts here. I took that and like I grew up going to like Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes, or like or like just like MMA, like these third-party locations, right? Where I'm with these people, I'm developing a skill and having a lot of fun doing it with everybody. I mean, that's essentially what video games is, except you're not developing anything. And then you're not even learning good social awareness, good social tactics. I mean, that's a corny way to say it. I mean, that's a bad way to say it, but it's like, y'all, like, you get what I'm saying, where it's like video games is a waste of time. It's a waste of time, and it's so hard because it's just an escape. It's an escape from reality. You're learning nothing. You're doing nothing with your time. You don't do anything. It is the biggest waste of time. Even if like you say, oh, well, I just playing for an hour a day. That's an hour wasted. You know, I would honestly rather you take replace that with an hour nap of a day. Because I'm just like, I think back to the times, and it's just like I wasted so much of my life playing video games, and it's just like, what did I get out of it? What did I get out of it? Nothing. Nothing that I couldn't have gotten being somewhere else. You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, if you didn't have video games, you wouldn't have your friends. Well, it's not like I would just do nothing. It's not like I would do nothing. I would just rather put myself in real life situations that are comparable to the social settings of video games, right? And that's just how it is, bro. Video games don't do anything for you. It's simply just an escape. Don't get me wrong. There are some games that are works of art, and that are really cool. I would say the only game that I wish I could go back and actually play is the Dark Souls franchise. All of Miyazaki's games, all the From Software games. Those games are actually peak. And those are works of art. And there are games like that where they actually are works of art. But that's something that you can explore and learn after developing as a human being. You know? If you are below the age of 18, I just don't think you should even touch a video game. Just for your own well-being. And it's like, if it's hard, because then it's like there's those kids that are going to be more introverted, but it's like that's where the role of the parent comes in, you know, where it's like, now I've been through it, you know, I see the good and bad of video games, and it's really mostly bad. And so as a parent, it's like, I'm not just going to let my kid sit around and do nothing. I'm going to force him to go outside. I'm going to put him in these things that he's going to whine about, you know. It's like, you know, oh, he forced his kid to play piano, and he got really good at piano. Oh, that poor kid. And then that kid's like, oh, I wish I never learned piano. I wish I never learned this instrument. You know, unless your dad was just absolutely like beating the shit out of you for getting one key wrong, right? Then you're not going to regret playing piano. And even if your dad did do that, it's not like you're going to go back and be like, well, I wish I never learned the piano. You're going to be grateful that you learned the piano. You're just going to be mad at your dad that he did it in that way, you know? It's just, there's, like, you just have to live in the real world. And it's such a hard lesson to learn it's such a hard lesson to learn as a gamer, because it's just like, only being like, you really only learn this lesson as if you were a gamer. And then Because if you don't, it's like imagine a really good dad, a dad that never spent his time on video games nowadays, and then like, oh, he has a son, and then he just like let his son play video games because he just knew nothing about it. He knows nothing about it, and then they're ignorant to the fact that video games is just such a waste of time, that it's just sucking all of their focus, attention, all their social energy, all of their everything just into this escaping world, into this virtual world that doesn't give you any talent in real life. I mean, oh my gosh, well, I made it playing video games. I'm a pro gamer, I went to CSGO, like, big leagues and blah, blah. Okay, well, honestly, two things. First of all, it's probably harder to make it in pro gaming than it is to go to, like, the NFL or something like that, or to actually be pro in a sport. I'll say that. Because everyone plays video games. And then the second thing is, bro, look at the lives of these pro gamers, where yeah, they're making money, but it's like they're just losers. Like, they're actually losers. Like, and it's sad though, because it's like you see, like, especially this goes for CSGO. You look at the roster on a team on CSGO, and it's like, if you see a good-looking guy that on a CSGO team, first of all, that's a rarity in itself. But it's like, even the good-looking guys who are on the CSGO team are probably pretty awkward in real life. And if they're not, it's whatever. But that's honestly 1 in 10 million. I don't know. I'm passionate about the subject because I came from the subject. I was a gamer. I was a gamer of gamers, right? Put people onto games. I have thousands of hours of gaming. Genuinely, thousands of hours. And it was all a waste of time. Luckily, here's the thing. I was graced by God because even though it was a waste of time, the Lord, like the verse, the Lord works everything for our good. He worked that for my good. But do I wish I spent my time just doing something else? Yes, 100%, 1 billion%. I really do. And it's just like, it goes for anything, It's like, let's say I developed a skill doing music. I mean, these are niche examples, It's like, oh, that would never happen. Well, whatever, shut up. But like, these are niche examples. It's like, say I developed a skill playing music. Oh my gosh, then I joined a band. Say I developed a skill of like working out. Okay, that's tougher because I don't know. I just got so into working out. I got a whole gym partner and blah blah, and just like, I don't know. Working out doesn't actually really count because it's like everyone works out. It's like it doesn't matter. But yeah, I learned an instrument. Oh yeah, I learned a skill of just like, I don't know, I really like working on cars. Oh, now I like, I go to these car shows with my friends and we always work on them, and it's like so cool, and I'm like really invested in that. And it's like, oh my gosh, I love motorcycles. Oh my gosh, I love mountain biking. Oh my gosh, I love doing this, that, the other, It's like, and the difference between this and video games is that those are all real skills. Oh, dude, like, oh, y'all are like amazing at mountain biking. Oh, you can play all these different instruments and you make songs, and oh my gosh, this guy can kick my ass because he's a pro Muay Thai fighter, or like not even pro. You don't even have to be pro. But he's like amazing. He put all these hours into Muay Thai fighting and blah blah blah, and this guy's so cool because he works on cars, and he's like can handle any type of engine and blah blah blah, and just like can fix anything up. This guy worked on fucking, I don't even know, like carpentry or something like that. Who gives a shit? And it's like, okay, look at me. I spent 6,000 hours on video games. Where's my reward? Here are my friends. I'm not talking about my friends, but let's say this is a different example. I spent 6,000 hours on video games. Here are my virtual friends, or here are my other friends that have only played video games too. What are we good at? Shoot. Then you realize, oh wait, I haven't done anything with my life. 6,000 hours of sitting on my ass watching a screen, learning nothing. This is giving grace to myself. 6,000 hours sitting on my ass, getting getting some good reaction time, maybe if I'm like locked in. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. And the crazy part, everything that you can learn in video games, say it's like, oh, I learned patience, from like just like waiting, or like I learned like really good reaction time, or it's like blah blah blah. Shit, you could have done that in a sport. No, you couldn't gotten the reaction time and the hand-eye coordination. Oh, I play golf every day. I spent 6,000 hours in golf every day, or 6,000 hours in golf, and now I'm really good. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I spent 6,000 hours playing a game that was about golf, and I'm still trash at golf. Spent 6,000 hours playing 2K. Now I'm still trash at 2K. Still trash at basketball. I mean, it's hard too, because nowadays we're in the world where it's like, I mean, there's more of a market for it, There's more of a market for it. It's like, oh, I streamed all my games. I made content on YouTube, making like doing this and that, and then it's like, oh, dude, that's so awesome. It's like, now I'm making a ton of money doing absolutely nothing. With all these people sitting down on their asses watching me play video games. And these people are wasting their time watching me do this. These people are wasting their time and giving me their attention, and I'm making money off of them doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Besides, oh, I have a little bit of an extrovert personality. Not in real life, though, just in video games. Oh, cool, dude. Where it's like, oh, you go to other content creators, like, oh, man, this guy's a mountain, or not a mountain climber, what's the word? Not Tumblr, not a Rumbler. I don't know. This guy's a rock climber. It's like, and he makes videos about it, and then he inspires other people to do rock climbing. Oh, this guy has a whole channel dedicated to making music. He's really good at making music, and he's showing other people how to be really good at making music. And he has a dope personality. There's just so much more to life, and that's all video games is. There's life, and then there's video games. And there's nothing. There's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there. It is a void. All it is just an escape, And if you really want to escape, if you have to get away, if you have to escape, bro, I would rather you spend 6,000 hours of being homeless and hitchhiking across the world. Because then that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Oh yeah, I escaped from whatever. I literally escaped. I escaped the Matrix, and this is a dumb example, but like, I went homeless, and I traveled the world just hitchhiking, all for free, and I blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, that guy has a story. Can't wait to tell this guy my story of sitting on my ass for 6,000 hours and playing Rust and getting door camped and, just like losing all my shit and by Naked with the DB. Yeah, he'll love that. He'll love that. And that's the thing too. You think back to your memories of playing video games. I would say about 10% of them are like fond. The other 80% is like just mid. Not mid. Just I was focused. I was just locked in, doing nothing. I was just wasting my time. Then the last 10% is me like crying over a video game, or like getting really angry, or just like doing some dumb shit like that. You take all that 100% of 6,000 hours or like 10,000 hours of whatever. It's like nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because if you just replace those 10,000 hours with real life, of actually trying to do real life things, of being forced into do real life things by your parents, or by trying something new, or this or that, 10,000 hours of my time spent there, you'd probably be 10 times more interesting of a person. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting in this freaking attic, hot as hell, and I'm just like breathing in asbestos. Then I just practically ate genuine asbestos in my protein powder. And it's just like, I wonder what, I don't know. I think I have good genes for cancer. I don't know. Only because I just haven't gotten it yet. But sooner or later, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, now it's kind of hitting me. All this fiberglass insulation. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But I'd rather be in here for 10,000 hours just talking to a camera than just sitting on my ass doing nothing. I mean, at least this is like video games? I don't know. This is me just talking, bro. This is me just talking. But yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like, that's just like video games is just an escape. It's an escape from reality. And then sooner or later you just become addicted to comfort. Sat on my ass for 10,000 hours doing nothing. It was so easy. Oh, I really learned a skill in this video game. I got really good at this one thing in this video game. Look at me. Watch me do it. Oh, guys, I'm so good at video games. Come to my house and watch and sit by me and just like waste your time and watch me play a video game and show you how good I am. Okay, bro. Okay. That's just it's a tragedy. Video games are a real life tragedy. And you know what's really sad? It's the people that made amazing games. I mean, those games really are works of art. You know, they did something with their time, but the sad reality is that now all the people are like 90% of the people that play it don't actually know how to spend their time. And they grew up playing video games and they're just gonna play this again, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, now they're gonna waste their time because they don't know time management. Because they spend all their time playing video games. They spend all their time playing video games instead of actually like living in real life. Not all their time, but you know, just like such a large quantity of time. Such a large quantity of time that just could have just been spent elsewhere. Making money, learning something that's actually cool, that you can actually like love. Something that you're not ashamed to love, you know? It's like who's the biggest loser in the room, bro? Someone who says, "I love video games." You know? You go to let's say you go to a Bible study, right? And then it's like, "Oh, guys, what are you passionate about? What are your favorite hobbies?" The biggest loser in that room goes, "I love video games. I just love them so much. I play them all the time. All I do is play video games, guys." I'm just gonna look at him and be like, what a fucking loser. Holy. It's like, they're not gonna say it out loud. I mean, if they were good friends, they would, but they're not gonna say it out loud, and they're just gonna be like, in their head, they're gonna be like, holy shit, this guy's a loser. Oh my gosh. But that just goes along with like the whole wasting time thing nowadays, where it's just like, I mean, that's the whole thing, is where it's like, oh, I don't play video games, I just watch someone else play video games. If you try and cut out video games, you have to make sure that you cut out everything. You know, you don't watch someone play video games, you don't even watch video games at all. They're just gone. Because all video games is just an escape from reality. You know, I already have enough escape from reality on my phone watching Instagram Reels and like watching short form content, right? That's already an addiction in itself. And then you put I mean, that's the average guy nowadays, bro. It's like first of all, they're addicted to nicotine or drinking, and then they spend, let's say, 4 hours of their day watching YouTube, and then they spend like another 4 hours playing video games with their friends or just playing by themselves. It's like, oh, okay, so then that's what? It's 8 hours of the day spent on that, and then doom scrolling. Okay, yeah, then you got to put in doom scrolling. That's okay, another 4 hours. Oh, that's 12 hours. And then 3 of those hours where you just like gooning. Like literally just like gooning. Like just cranking the hog. That's the other 3 hours. That's a day in the life, bro, of far too many people than it should be. But the Lord works everything for our good. And so now I'm in a position where it's like, we're at this stage in video games where it's like, oh, okay. Video game graphics are really good. They're really fun to play. They're an amazing escape from reality. Imagine what they're going to be in 20 years. Well, good thing I'm not going to have my kids anywhere near them in 20 years. I mean, even if life goes like virtual, it's like, ugh. I don't know. It got cooked when, only the nerds used to play the video games, but now even the jocks are playing them, They even got the jocks. They even got the D1 athletes. Now, D1 athletes, what do? They go back to their dorms or their whatever with their NIL money. They spent those 10,000 hours of, it's 10,000 hours of, practicing basketball or football or whatever, and then the other 10,000 hours is them smoking weed and sitting on their ass and playing video games. That's a lot of D1 athletes. It's a lot of everybody. And it's just such a sad reality. And it's just like, you can think where it's like, oh, but I need to escape from reality. No, you don't. You don't need to escape from reality. You need to embrace it. You need to embrace reality. Because life is hard enough as it is, right? Life is hard, and one of the things is you need to learn that life is hard. And then you need to be able to develop skills to overcome how hard life is. And then you grow up and you stay in your adolescence and you grow up so prematurely and just like, then you're just like a freaking, what's it called? Neverland. What's the guy? You become Peter Pan of sorts, where it's just like you're forever a kid stuck in a man's body. Because I never developed the skills. I just wasted my time. And one of the most annoying things is like, it's so hard to not be hypocritical of this, because it's like you can get in such a prideful sense when you quit video games, or it's like you honestly just like wake up to the Matrix. And video games are literally the Matrix. It is a virtual world that you're spending more time in, more conscious time. Because like, think about it, bro. There are people who spend more waking hours of the day on video games than they do actually living their life in a day. No, I'm not talking about the majority of their life, but I'm just talking about, like, let's say, for example, for like a month or two, or just like a couple, maybe even a year, Just like, oh my gosh. It's horrifying. They spend all that time playing video games instead of actually living life and like growing up. And it's so sad. And the thing is, too, it's like, oh, now I don't know how to talk to girls because, well, there's no girls playing video games. And the girls that did play video games, I was complete jackasses to, because there's a weird vibe towards girls when it comes to video games. And you got girls like gamer girls, but it's like, when I think of a gamer girl, I think of a girl that plays video games and does OnlyFans. That's what I think of when I think of a gamer girl. And then those girls are really weird in real life. So at the end of the day, it's just all about, I don't know. But this goes back to what I was saying, though. It's like, imagine where video games is going to be in 20 years. Say I have a son or a daughter, or Well, that's all I can have, a son or a daughter. But say I have a son or a daughter, and now I know. Now I know I'm going to be like, they're not going to play video games, whether they like it or not. Well, if they come crying to me, begging me on their hands and knees to play video games, I'm going to say no. Because son/daughter, I lived that life. Trust me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And the thing is, like, honestly, whatever. You can play video games after you're done developing as a human being. Maybe when like you get like more self-sufficient, when you get a job, when you get something like that, when you're actually progressing, after you've like spent your developing years like cognitively developing your brain and skills and just like learning how to be a human being. Yeah, then you can go back and play some like dope ass games that actually are cool, like the Front Software games. Because now you know how to have friends in real life, how to develop skills, how to overcome obstacles, how to just do whatever. Just like take the video game version of it and then develop it in real life, and then boom, that's your life. But now we're in a chopped civilization where it's like, okay guys, here's how you actually like overcome life. All right, think of yourself as a video game character, right? That's chopped. Oh yeah, dude, I've you know what? I started making money, I started working out and everything, and I just started thinking of myself as a video game character. I just tried to level up myself. What the hell? What the hell? That's insane. That is insanity. That's absurd. That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. Oh my gosh, bro. That's absurd. That's absurdism. Absurdism. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And you know, after they're done growing up and all that, yeah, they can play some cool video games. But then the thing is, it's like, once you're done, it's like, the goal is, I don't even want my kids to know how to play video games. I want them to not even know how to get into space. I want them to be, like, I thought of a kid that rarely played video games. Because he was a really good athlete. He had a lot of friends, blah, blah, blah. And he played video games once or twice with me or like some of my friends. And he was so bad. He was garbage, you know. And everyone in the game, while we were playing, would just laugh at him. He's like, oh, this guy's so bad at video games. But it's like, oh, damn. Now I look at myself. And it's like, oh, wait. Now the tables have turned. The tables have turned. Yeah. And so it's like, then when they actually try to play a video game in the future, after they've developed as a human being, they're going to be so bad at video games where they're not even going to want to play. That is the goal. That is the goal for my children. That is the goal. And the other thing is too is, it's like, if you want your kids to develop, you just got to force them to not sit on their ass. If it takes some form of discipline, or it's just like, you force them. Even if they start hollering and crying and this and that, you just force them. You just discipline your kids. And if you do it in the right way, they're going to thank you for it. Or even if they don't thank you for it and they like really hate how you did it, well, shit. At least they're a good human being and they actually have talent and skill, and just like that time did not go wasted, right? Even though if I forced them in the worst way possible to learn how to make them learn how to not waste their time, then even if they hate me for it, I know I did my job right. Yeah. So I don't know. The Lord works all things for his glory, for our good. So, I can't take back the time I played video games, but I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna learn from it when it comes to the next generation. You know? I know people about to get married playing Roblox right now. And I asked them, I'm like, are you going to let your kids play Roblox? And they're like, yeah, I think I will. I love you, bro, but your kids are doomed if you do that. They're doomed. Doomed, I tell you. I would rather beat my kids than let them play Rust. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that's what I'm going to name the title of this video. I would rather beat my kids than let them play Rust. Oh, yeah, I let my 8-year-old play Rust and, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, that's so sweet. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I played video games growing up as a kid. I'm not letting him play Rust. Oh, no. Because I say that because that's worse than beating your kids. That is worse than abusing your children. That is genuinely worse. Because now they're just going to get verbally abused on Rust, getting called racial slurs, then getting door camped by these just gooners who just live in their parents' basement or just do nothing but play video games all day. And then the only way to compete against those people and actually have fun in the game is by becoming a loser and playing in your parents' basement and just DBing door camping kids too. Or just by spending an absurd amount of time getting good at the game to a point where it's you joined a Zerg or look at all the pro players in Rust. It's they all at least have 10,000 hours. Okay, they spent 10,000 hours doing that. Well, that's 10,000 hours wasted. Yeah. I'm gonna let my kid play Roblox. Because I play Roblox. I freaking love Roblox, dude. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you before you do that to your kids. Because that is the worst form of child abuse. That really is. That's like a horror movie. That's just horrifying. Oh my gosh. You're going to be a horrible father if you do that. Don't do that, please. If you truly care about your kids and you want them to be better than you. I mean, I said this previously where it's the only man, I didn't say this, but I said, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I said this in a previous video. The only man who actually wants you to be better than him, is your father. And if you're a good father, then you're going to make that happen. But if you're a bad father, then your kid's going to grow up with a failure and a loser. So if you're a bad father, you're gonna let your kids play Rust and video games and Roblox and CS:GO and all these just addicting things before they cognitively develop their brain. And they might hate you for it, but trust me, kid, I used to be him. Thank God I don't have 10,000 hours in Rust. I only have about 1,800. Trust me, kid. I used to be that guy sitting in my parents' basement in a gaming chair in my underwear, gooning every single day, door camping kids with a DB, and then laughing and snickering like a goblin after I kill some grub with who only had a crossbow. I if that happened, say I was a naked, I had a DB. I was door camping these kids, and he came out with a kit with a crossbow. I killed him. I'd be hooting and hollering for joy. I'd be like, I gotcha. 1,800 hours of that. That's essentially Rust in a nutshell. And I'm never going to let my kids go into that hell. That's a nightmare. That is a nightmare. Because that's what video games are. They're hell. What do they say? The path to heaven feels like hell, and the path to hell feels like heaven. Yeah, video games felt like heaven. I'll tell you that. Alright, that's all I had to say.